Dear beloved one, this is an urgent voice from heaven. I do not come to you in noise or commotion, but I have chosen this very moment when your heart is most weary and your soul longs for a place to collapse, to say this: you need to pause, not to give up, but to return to true life. I see clearly the exhaustion within you, a weariness that has no easy name. There are things you are enduring in silence, pushing through each day with the last remnants of your strength. You try to smile, but deep inside, your heart is screaming from the pressure. You press forward, yet every step feels like the weight of the heavens is crushing your shoulders. You are losing yourself in a race that has no finish line. And it is in this very moment that I speak, not to accuse you, but to reach out my hand, not to judge you, but to gather you into my arms. O fractured soul, do not overlook this moment. It is not a coincidence. This is a sacred appointment I have been waiting for a long time. You may have ignored many signs before, but I have never stopped being patient, because my love for you has never depended on your perfection. I know you think you have to carry it all. You believe that if you stop, everything will fall apart. But my child, that burden was never yours to carry alone. I did not design you to struggle silently. I formed you to walk in the guidance and peace that flows from me. There are many things quietly draining your spiritual strength. They wear the mask of safety, but inside they imprison you. They do not come as enemies, but hide behind seemingly harmless forms a misaligned lifestyle, a negative thought pattern, a relationship that appears sweet but is poisoning your soul day by day. They make no loud noise, but silently kill your joy, swallow your freedom, and dim the light within you. You need to recognize this truth. Not everything that feels comfortable is good. Some habits are keeping you stagnant. Some people are pulling you away from the noble path I placed in you from the beginning. Do not let yourself be lulled by what is temporary. Wake up, for you stand at a critical crossroads in your life. You have been strong for too long, but true strength is not in hiding your emotions or continuing to endure. True strength is in being able to admit, I need help, I need healing, and I am here. Precisely for that reason, sit still in silence. Close your eyes and imagine laying all your burdens down before me, all the unanswered worries, all the unspoken pain, all the fears hidden behind your calm facade. When you release, I begin to move. My child, resting is not weakness. It is a declaration that you choose to live under my direction. No longer trying to control everything by your own will. Surrendering does not mean giving up on your purpose. It means giving up the illusion that you can fulfill it without me. I have gently knocked on the door of your heart many times through a song, through a piece of advice, through a deep dream. But now, I must speak more clearly, so you will no longer delay. Because if you continue to ignore, your heart will quietly break. And that is not what I desire. Believe me, you are not invisible. You are not forgotten. I see every time you've tried, every time you've held back tears in front of others, every night you lie awake with a mind full of thoughts. Every whispered prayer offered through tears reaches my heart. When no one else is listening, I am silently embracing you. When you are weak, I do not turn away. I am only waiting for you to open your heart. The storm may be raging around you, but you are not facing it alone. I am your shelter. I am the place where you can remove every disguise and speak your heart honestly. I am the place where you can cry without judgment. collapse and still be loved. You may have erred, stumbled, and chosen the wrong path. But my love does not change. It does not require you to fix every mistake before returning. You only need to take one step toward me, and I will run to embrace you, not to question why you strayed, but to rejoice that you have come home. When you hesitantly ask, "Do I still have a chance?" my answer is, always. When you wonder, "Do you still love me?" I say, never have I stopped. When you don't know what to do next, just say, "Lord, lead me, and I will show you the way of peace." My child, my light never fades. Even if you are in the darkest place, even if your mind is clouded with doubt, I remain the lamp that never goes out. I do not only see you at your brightest, I am there with you in your brokenness. It is in weakness that I reveal my strength. It is in the night that I shine the brightest. Don't wait until your soul shatters completely. Let me restore what has already been cracked inside. Don't torment yourself over past mistakes. You've been hurt enough. Let the past fall away like an old garment, so that you may wear something new, clothed in forgiveness, clothed in freedom. Others may not understand. They may not let go of their judgments, but I am not like them. I do not imprison you in your past. I wipe away sin with my mercy. The only thing that remains is your choice. Are you willing to forgive yourself? Do not let lies continue to define you. You are not a failure. You are not what they say about you. You are a masterpiece in my hands, a precious creation, formed from the depths of my love, and I will never abandon the work I have begun in you. You are not called to blend in with the crowd, but to stand apart, not to strive for human recognition, but to live for a higher purpose. Do not let outward standards cause you to forget your inner worth. Others may boast of success and splendor, but without me, it is all meaningless. You carry a light that the world cannot extinguish. Do not let comparison dim it. Do not let the opinions of others cause you to question the truth within. Lift your eyes upward. Hold fast to this truth. You are a child of the Eternal One. No failure can take that away. Remember, each morning is a chance to begin again. Each day is a promise that my grace still remains. As long as you breathe, it means I am still writing your story. And the next chapter will be better if you let me lead. Do not keep life to yourself. Someone is waiting for a word of encouragement, for a spark of hope. Share this not because I need your help, but because others need you. They need to see truth alive in you. My child, I have placed in you a gentleness that cannot be replaced, a strength that does not come from power, but from love. Guard that softness as a weapon, because wherever you bring peace, there I am. Don't forget this. I am not far. I am not silent. I am still speaking in every breath, every moment. Every time you reach for truth, I am here, and I always will be, until you realize that you are not only loved, but chosen, preserved, and called by name among millions of souls. You are not just alive, you are being guided. My child, when a seed is planted in the ground, it does not sprout immediately. It needs darkness, moisture, time, and care. Your life is the same. The things I am doing within you are not always visible, but don't mistake silence for absence. In every moment that seems still, I am working deeply. I see you trying to do what is right, even when no one is watching. I see the moments you choose kindness over selfishness, the times you remain silent to preserve peace, even when your heart is full of unspoken thoughts. None of these go unnoticed. I remember every action, every silent prayer, every small sacrifice you've offered. Nothing done with a sincere heart is ever in vain. Do not rush to judge the outcome by what your eyes can see. Some blessings are reserved for the appointed season. Some promises are being nurtured in the dark so they can burst forth in the light. Hold on to your faith, for I am weaving a glorious tapestry for your life. Even if all you can see now are tangled threads, my dear child, caring for yourself is not only about getting enough rest or eating well. It is also about knowing when to pause and listen to your heart. Just as your body needs nourishment, so does your spirit. Find your way to a quiet place where you can remove all your masks and speak to me honestly. It is in those simple moments that I heal, teach, and renew your strength. Let mercy be the measure of your actions. Do not let hardness of heart choke out compassion. This world is already too harsh, too full of broken souls. You never know what battles someone is fighting behind a calm exterior. So choose love, a gentle word, a compassionate look, a small act of kindness. These can transform a day, even an entire life. When you offer me your very best, your time, your attention, your trust, and your honest heart, you create space for me to move in supernatural ways. I am not limited by resources, but I choose to honor your partnership. You give, and I fill. You offer, and I return in abundance. You are never at a loss when you live with a generous spirit. My child, I am teaching you to walk in a different kind of success, not one measured by account balances or acclaim, but by deep peace and true contentment. This success doesn't shout, but it endures. It may not attract attention, but it enriches the soul. It is the fruit of a simple, sincere, and obedient life. There will be those who do not understand you. They may misjudge, distort, or hurt you because they cannot see your heart. But do not let the hardness of this world steal your purity. When you guard the innocence of your heart, you are preserving something eternal, my presence within you. Some boast of wealth yet live in anxiety. Some appear to be thriving yet feel empty inside. Do not compare your journey to anyone else's. You carry a unique design, a path like no other. Stay true to what I have placed within you, and you will never regret it. Keep your mind awake and discerning. Every choice, no matter how small, is leading you somewhere. Choose the path that leads to light, to life, to inner growth. When you let my light guide your every step, you will never be truly lost. Even if the road winds and bends, my child, open your heart to those who need a place of refuge. There are souls waiting for a hand to reach out, for a reminder that they are not invisible. When you love them, you are loving me. When you care for the weak, you are participating in my plan to restore humanity. I have not only called you to live righteously, but also to live with impact. Every hidden act you do carries a ripple effect. The seeds you plant today may become great trees for the next generation. Do not underestimate your role. You do not have to be seen to be valuable. Just be faithful, and I will use your life to transform the atmosphere around you. My beloved child, you may have walked through seasons when you felt like you were about to break. Perhaps you have doubted yourself, thinking you were too weak to continue. But you didn't stop. You're still here, and that alone causes heaven to rejoice. Your perseverance is the evidence that I am alive within you. Do not reject your past, but do not let it imprison you either. What has happened no longer has power over you when you walk in the truth. I do not merely forgive, I renew. No one is forever defined by failure. With me, every new beginning is possible and always more beautiful than the one before. See trials as opportunities. In adversity, you learn what comfort can never teach. You learn patience, faith, compassion, and wisdom. Every time you overcome, you are being shaped to become more like me. And it is that very maturity that transforms you from a victim into a vessel of influence. When your heart is filled with gratitude, nothing can steal your joy. Gratitude is the shield against bitterness. Pause often to give thanks to May only for the great things, but also for the smallest of gifts. Every breath, every opportunity, every good friend, every peaceful day, they are all precious presents. My child, do not measure a day only by its visible outcomes. Some days are for action, and others are for reflection. Both are equally vital. When you learn to slow down, you will hear my voice more clearly, see the path more vividly, and sense your purpose more deeply. I am building within you a foundation that cannot be shook in a life, not swayed by the times, not unsettled by others' opinions, and not dependent on external validation. That foundation is me, steadfast, unchanging, and ever-present. Begin each day with communion with me. Do not wait until everything falls apart to seek me. Let me be your first priority, not your last resort. When you do this, your entire day will carry a different fragrance zone of grace, guidance, and divine safety. If something troubles your heart, tell me. You don't need to hide your emotions. I am not intimidated by your fears, your doubt, or your anger. On the contrary, I want you to draw nearer so I can embrace you and transform your turmoil into lasting peace. Do not suffer in silence. You were not created to struggle alone. I have placed people around you not only to share in your joy, but also to lift you up in weakness. Do not hesitate to reach out for help, to pray, to seek counsel, to ask for companionship. These are not signs of weakness, but of wisdom. Let kindness be the banner you carry each day. Though the world may be harsh, do not let it harden your compassion. Keep sowing love, for it is never in vain. I forget none of the things you do with a sincere heart. And when night falls, instead of tossing and turning, lay everything at my feet. Let your sleep be a place of rest in my protection. I will watch over what you have entrusted to me and prepare a new day filled with hope. Know this, you were not made merely to survive, but to live a radiant life of purpose. Each day is a chance for you to become a more beautiful version of yourself. Keep walking forward, even if slowly, for what matters is not the speed, but the direction. I love you not because of what you can do, but because you are part of my heart. That love does not diminish when you fail, nor does it increase when you succeed. It simply is and always will be. My beloved, if you remember only one thing today, remember this: you are not alone. Though the road may be long and uncertain, I am always right beside you, walking with you through every mile. leading you to the place I've prepared, where your soul will find rest and your life will bear abundant fruit. In the journey of life, no one escapes stumbling. Some are wounded by betrayal. Others carry bitterness from being abandoned. But in the midst of pain and failure, I do not call you to condemn, I call you to heal. No soul is ever too far for me to reach. No wound is too deep for me to mend. When you see someone fall, do not turn away too quickly. Look upon them with eyes of mercy. The kindness you once received from me, pass it on. When you extend your arms, you become an instrument of heaven's restoration. Do not let anger harden your heart, nor let pride stand in the way of forgiveness. This world is yearning for an unconditional mercy, a compassion without limits, and you have been chosen to carry it to them. Many are wandering in the darkness not because they have never known the light, but because they believe they no longer deserve it. But you can be the bridge that leads them back. A timely word of comfort, a look of compassion, a small act of kindness, all these can awaken hope within them. Let mercy take the place of judgment, and let love guide your every step. My child, when you pray for those who have gone astray, I hear you. When you do not give up on them, I begin to move. Sometimes, what you cannot yet see is the work I am doing in the hidden places, softening hearts, stirring repentance, and opening the way home. Be steadfast in faith, for restoration is not a moment, but a sacred process. I am looking for those willing to stand in the gap for others through intercession. You do not need a high position or great influence. All you need is a tender heart, one that is willing to weep with the broken, stand beside the forsaken, and believe on behalf of those too weary to believe for themselves. You become the embodiment of mercy when you live gently in a harsh world, when you speak for the voiceless, when you wipe away the tears of the rejected. You are helping build a kingdom that cannot be shaken. Never underestimate the impact of a soul that knows how to feel deeply. It can calm the storm within a confused heart and open doors to miracles. My child, you too once stood where they stand. You have known what it is to be wounded, to feel loneliness down to your very bones. It is these very experiences that now allow you to love the way I love, and not with logic, but with profound compassion. I use your weakness to birth strength. In every tear you've shed in silence, I see living water flowing forth to nourish parched souls. You did not overcome because you were strong, but because I was with you. And now, you are the one I will use to rekindle faith in those who seem forever lost. I have given you a heart that is not bound by achievement or status, but one that beats in rhythm with the pain of others and feels no shame in stooping low to lift the broken. Your nobility does not come from what you have accomplished, but from the love you dare to give even when it is never returned. My beloved child, the ones I send to you are not burdens, they are gifts. Through them, you are learning patience, learning to love unconditionally, learning to serve without expecting reward. And the more you love this way, the more you reflect me. In that sacrificial love, you will find a fulfillment deeper than any earthly prize. Do not let criticism cause you to shrink back. Do not let disappointment stop you from loving. Every time you love through pain, you reflect my light into the darkness, and the darkness cannot overcome the light, because light always shines. I know there are days you feel invisible. The things you do go unrecognized. The sacrifices you make in silence are never thanked. But in heaven, Every one of those actions is being remembered. Every drop of sweat, every whispered prayer, every moment you choose to live for others, they are being woven into a crown of unfading glory. But understand this, I do not measure you by the kind of success the world applauds. I see your faithful heart in the smallest of things, and that brings me joy. Do not measure your worth by how others respond. My eyes are the only confirmation you ever need. My child, if today you are weary, come near to me. If you feel forgotten, remember that I have never turned my back on you. If you are in need of restoration, sit quietly in my presence, and I will renew your soul. My breath will reach the driest places within you and bring them back to life. You are not walking this journey of love alone. There are others like you, quiet, faithful, unassuming, who are spreading light simply through their presence. They are the salt of the earth, the lamp in the night, the stream in the desert. And you are part of this hidden army. When you are discouraged, remember the souls who have been uplifted because of you. When you feel worn out, think of the eyes that once lit up because you showed up. You are the answer to someone's prayer. You are a living witness to the existence of goodness in a world that has grown numb. Do not let pain harden your heart. Let it become fertilizer for the seeds of compassion. Do not let disappointment extinguish your hope. Let it deepen your faith. And do not let loss close off your heart. Let it open you to a love no longer bound by fear. My beloved, I have not called you to live an ordinary life. I have called you to live a life of impact, and you've already begun, not through grand speeches, but through every small choice, choosing love over hate, forgiveness over judgment, stepping forward when it would be easier to retreat. You are the one who carries the fragrance of my presence wherever you go. No name tag is needed. No title required, just a sincere heart. You are a messenger of hope, a ray of light in the gray clouds, a gentle hand amidst the bitterness of life. Keep walking, even when you don't see the results, for what you sow today will bloom in the coming season. And when harvest time arrives, you will see not only fruit, but lives that have been touched, restored, and transformed. O bearer of heaven's love, though not lose heart, you are doing something far greater than you realize. And I, the one who sees what is hidden and hears even the faintest whisper, am smiling upon you. For within you, I see the light of myself. And if today you need a sign to keep going, then let this be your gentle reminder you are on the right path. Keep loving, keep believing, keep living with an open heart, for you are the living proof of what I can do when someone dares to love as if they have never been hurt. Open wide your heart, for I am drawing near not as a judge to condemn, but as a father searching for his lost child. I come to you not with pressure, but with tenderness, not in thundering voices, but in the whisper of enduring love, in all the shifting you see around you, in the deep sighs of your soul. I see a longing to know that there is still a place where you truly belong. Remember this, you are not an accident. Your existence is a vital part of the beautiful design I have crafted. Every gift, every dream within you has been carefully woven by my hand. Before you were formed, I knew your name. Before you spoke your first word, I had already loved you with a love beyond measure. I know there are days when you feel like you're struggling to stay afloat in a vast ocean, lost, directionless, without a shore in sight. But even then, I am the one holding you above the waters with steady hands. I do not require you to be perfect to draw near to me. On the contrary, it is your very weakness that moves my heart. You don't need to hide your fears or your sadness. Come just as you are. The world may set standards, impose pressures, and define success by its own measures. But I do not see you through the lens of failure or deficiency. I see you through the eyes of your Creator, one who knows you better than you know yourself, and who loves you not for what you do, but simply because you are mine. Whenever you feel ignored or dismissed, remember that I am always listening. Every silent prayer, every unspoken cry, I understand completely. And while you may think I am silent, I am actually working deeply behind the scenes of your life. I am arranging good things, placing the right people along your path, and opening doors you haven't even imagined. Don't grow discouraged when you don't see results yet. Some things need time to grow, just like seeds resting quietly in the soil. They are not dead, they are being nourished in secret. So it is with certain seasons in your life. Though they may not shine brightly, they are the very places where I build inner strength and endurance within you. Trust that I never allow your efforts to be in vain. The words you've used to encourage others, the times you chose to forgive, even when your heart was still hurting, the steps you've taken in faith without seeing what lies ahead, these will bear fruit. I am multiplying what you thought was lost. My child, do not compare your journey with anyone else's. Each person is on a path I have uniquely designed, with lessons and blessings tailored for them. Delay does not mean abandonment. You may be in a waiting room, but I am preparing something greater than you ever asked for. You have often asked, why is everything happening this way? There are questions for which you don't yet have answers. But I do not require you to understand everything, only to hold my hand. Some truths, if revealed too soon, would break you. So I hide them, not to deny you, but to protect you, until you are strong enough to carry them. My beloved child, the wounds you've endured have not been wasted. They have softened your heart, deepened your compassion, and enabled you to love more sincerely. It is through the breaking that you've learned patience, and in your tears that you've discovered what truly matters. I am shaping you through these very things. Like a potter molding clay into a precious vessel, there is a truth I want you to grasp I have never left. Even when you felt abandoned, I was there. Not every presence must shout to be real. Sometimes, my silence is not distance, but an invitation for you to recognize me in the quiet. Close your eyes and feel I am still beside you. If you've wandered, turned away, or doubted, I have not withdrawn my love. On the contrary, my arms have stretched wider. I am patient, not easily offended, and rich in mercy. My love is not a conditional gift, but an eternal covenant. You may feel unworthy, but I see in you an undiscovered treasure. You may only see your limits, but I see something wondrous being formed. When you look in the mirror and see flaws, I see light. Don't measure yourself by human standards. Learn to see yourself through my eyes. My child, I did not promise you a life without storms, but I did promise you would never be alone in them. You may stumble, but I will lift you up. You may weep, but I will wipe away your tears. You may doubt, but I will remind you of my promises until you remember who you are. You are called. You are loved. You are chosen not because you are flawless, but because I am perfect in my love for you. When the world says you're not enough, I say you are exactly what I need. When others turn away, you draw near. When you lose hope, I become your hope. Do not worry about tomorrow. Tomorrow is in my hands. Live today fully, with gratitude and trust. What you need for today, I have already provided. What you need for tomorrow, I am preparing. You don't need to manage everything, just follow my lead. Step by step, hope again. For each morning you wake is a new beginning. Don't let yesterday's failure define you. Let my new mercies each day renew your soul. When you feel drained, come and rest in me. I am your refuge, your firm foundation, your peace in the midst of the storm. You don't have to pretend to be strong. Weakness does not diminish your worth. In your weakness, my power is made perfect. Let me fight for you, because this battle is not yours to bear alone. I remind you once again, I see what others cannot see. I understand what you cannot put into words. I do what goes beyond what you could ever imagine. Therefore, all you need to do is walk in trust, and I will take care of the rest. And when the time comes, you will understand why every door was once closed. You will realize the purpose behind every waiting season, every tear, and every sleepless night. Everything will become clear, and you will say, truly, I was never walking alone. O soul who is seeking the light, let your heart rest in this magnificent truth. You are not the product of failure or rejection. You are a masterpiece shaped by my will and infinite love, the one who thought of you before the foundations of the world, the one who has never left you for even a moment. Let the past be buried like ashes after a night of fire. There is no reason for you to carry the chains that once weighed down your mind. What once hurt you does not define your present worth. It was in the breaking that you learned compassion, in loneliness. You discovered your resilience, and in every loss, you uncovered the treasure of growth. You once felt lost, submerged in darkness, but now the light has come. Do not look back. Do not measure your life by the recognition of others. You do not need a certificate from anyone to know that you are precious. You are a reflection of the divine, a vessel for a sacred mission. If someone has wounded you, know that I did not overlook it. But I do not nurture anger. I call forth freedom and forgiveness. Though difficult, is the gateway to that freedom, not to excuse wrongdoing, but to sever the tie that binds you to pain. Let your heart be light again. I know you well enough to understand that this forgiveness will not make you weak. On the contrary, it is the mark of the truly strong. You once asked where I was when everything fell apart, but if you look closely, you will see my hand in those who arrived at just the right time. In the courage that arose, though you didn't know why. In the times you fell but still managed to stand again. Nothing was accidental. I was there, not leaving, not asleep, never weary in my love for you. Look back at the path you've walked. Every step, whether trembling or steady, testifies to the inner strength I have planted in you. Each trial did not break you, but formed in you a heart that loves deeper, a mind that discerns more wisely. That is victory. You are not merely a survivor, you are one who is rising. And what I have prepared for you is not the remnants left after pain, but a new beginning, radiant, pure, and rebuilt through my unchanging love and grace. Change the way you see yourself. Do not weigh your worth by the standards of the world. I never asked you to be perfect. I only long for you to come with a sincere heart. For in sincerity, there is connection, healing, and a bond that cannot be broken. Those who once despised you, who turned their backs, will witness what I am making new in your life, not so that you may be exalted before them, but so that they may behold the power of love. I will never let pain have the final word over your life. The last word always belongs to me, and that word is, you are chosen, you are kept, you are restored. When you allow me to enter every part of your life, nothing will remain hidden. Even the places in your memory you've avoided will become ground where I sow hope. You will see, nothing is wasted in my hands. Not your tears, not your silence, not the moments you told yourself you had failed. I use it all to build something enduring, not through achievements, not through titles, but through spiritual depth. You become a guide. You are the one sent forth not to shout slogans, but to live a life that reflects truth. You are the living proof that from ashes, a garden can rise. If tomorrow still holds uncertainties, walk into it with faith, for I do not let you wander in the dark. I have gone before you. I have made a way, and I am holding your hand, not letting you lose your way. You are not alone. What I have begun in you, I will bring to completion. Let yourself rest not to escape, but to be restored, to hear once again my gentle voice, the one you heard most clearly when your heart was still. Do not fear the silence. It is in the silence that you will know you are loved without having to prove anything. My child, I do not need you to perform to earn my attention. My love is not built on conditions. It flows from my very nature. And because I do not change, that love cannot fade. Whether you succeed or stumble, whether you shine or are hidden in the shadows, that love remains unwavering. You may have taken wrong steps. You may have trusted the wrong people. You may have wandered off course, but no one can take from you the right to return. No one can close the door that I have opened. Come back not to start again from zero, but to continue your journey with a stronger heart, clear vision, and divine guidance. Know this, the world will never stop offering noise, criticism, comparisons, and judgments, but learn to hear my voice above it all. Listen for the way I call you by your nominate, by a title or a role. In my eyes, you are not a tool. You are my child. You are the one I love, the one I protect. You will see wonders not because everything becomes perfect, but because your mind is renewed, your perspective on life is lifted, and you begin to live from the place of someone who has been set free. You no longer search for love as one who is lacking, but live in love as one who has inherited it. Rise up, not with your eyes cast down in shame, but with your gaze lifted in confident faith. Walk forward as one who knows that there is one writing the story of your life with ink made of grace, and every line is saturated in mercy. You are not a victim. You are destined for victory, not because you always get it right, but because I never make mistakes. Not because you've never been weak, but because my strength is made perfect in your weakness. Live. 2. As one who carries light within a person, no longer bound by discouraging words, become a place of refuge for others. just as I have been your refuge. When you step out with unconditional love, the world may not understand, but they will be drawn. And in that place, you will discover the true purpose behind the healing you've received. My child, I have called you not just to exist, but to make a difference a difference based on fame, but one that reaches souls. A look filled with compassion can soften the hardest heart. A timely word of encouragement can save a life. And every small thing you do in love will echo in eternity. So keep going. Don't wait until you feel ready. I have called you, and the anointing is already upon you. Walk in trust. For I, the one who keeps promise, am walking with you every step. You do not need to be perfect to be used. You only need to be willing. You don't have to know the whole plan. You just need to trust the one who wrote it. And when you place everything in my hands, you will see nothing is impossible. Live as if you truly believe that, because I am real. And my love for you is more real than anything you've ever felt. And that is what will make all the difference. Right now, I ask you, are you ready? O soul that is seeking true meaning, sit down and let your heart be still before this unchanging truth. You are not a random product of creation, but the result of a divine intention, written before time ever began. You were formed by the careful hands of the one who loves you unconditionally. And every detail in you reflects my beauty. No painful memory has the power to erase the identity I gave you. The harsh words that once wounded you cannot dull the worth inscribed by my very hand. You are precious not just because you exist, but because you carry within you the breath of the eternal. You may have stumbled. You may have lost your way, but you are not defined by your mistakes. From what seemed to be the very end, I have planted new seeds of life within you. Do not look at the cracks in your soul as proof of failure. See them instead as openings through which the light of hope can shine in. In the driest places of your life, I am causing life to spring forth again. At times, I allow you to feel empty so that you may hunger for what is true. At times, I remain silent so that you may learn to hear what cannot be spoken. And sometimes, I draw you away from the crowd to bring you into a secret place where it is just you and me so I can heal you, rebuild you, and breathe new life into you. Do not mistake my silence for abandonment. I have never left. In the moments when you felt most alone, I was in fact the closest to you. Every tear you've shed, I have gathered in my bottle. Every hidden pain, I have remembered, and not a single prayer, no matter how faint, has ever been forgotten. Be courageous enough to look at your life through the lens of grace. What once caused you to fall could become the very platform that lifts you up. The fragments of your broken heart are the raw materials I use to create something new. You are not defective. You are not beyond repair. You are in the process of being rebuilt. I did not wait until you were perfect to love you. I loved you before you understood who you were. And that love does not waver based on performance, achievements, or outward appearance. It is an eternal covenant, unshakable, irrevocable. It is a flame that never goes out. No matter how far you wander, when you feel lost, do not reach for someone else's map. Return instead to the first calling I placed deep within your heart. I never asked you to live like someone else. I asked you to live in truth, to be the person I designed you to be. My child, there are paths others walk that were never meant for your feet. Do not force yourself into a mold that was never yours. Believe this, even if you are different, that difference is necessary. You are the only piece that can complete the picture I am painting. Remember, delays in your life are not signs of failure. They are evidence that I am preparing something far greater than you've imagined. When you see doors closing, remember that I am not just the one who opens doors, I am the one who makes a way in the wilderness. Let go of the need to be understood or accepted by everyone. Not all were assigned the task of understanding you. Some were allowed into your life just to burn away what you no longer need. Others were placed to lift you higher. And two alone know who must stay and who must go. You don't need to display your faith with many words. Let your life speak trust. One small act born out of love can carry more power than 1,000 sermons. And it is in the quiet, faithful things you do that I will reveal my glory. Your praise does not need to wait until all things are well. In the valley of shadows, your praise resounds the loudest. It becomes your sword in battle, your thunder that drives back the darkness. When you choose to praise me in the midst of sorrow, you are establishing my reign right in the heart of that circumstance. You are not alone in this spiritual battle. Every prayer, every time you resist evil, every time you forgive, you are taking part in a much greater war. And I, the commander of heaven's armies, I am fighting beside you. I will never abandon you. Remember this, glory is not found only in the destination, but in every step you dare to take in faith. When you take even the smallest step, I multiply its impact. When you hold just a mustard seed of faith, I can move mountains. Nothing is insignificant when placed in my hands. Beloved child, your spirit longs for nourishment, just as a tree depends on sunlight. Your heart depends on my word. Do not let yourself go hungry when the treasure lies right before your eyes. Seek me as one seeks pure gold, and you will discover something more precious than all the riches of the world. Do not let my silence cause you to doubt. When the teacher is silent, it is because the test is in progress. I believe you can overcome it. And when you do, you will experience promotion not only in your circumstances, but in the very core of your being. Do not merely exist, but live with purpose. Live as if each day is a gift, each encounter an opportunity, each challenge a call to rise higher. And when you begin to see me in the smallest of things, you will realize I was never absent. Know this, you are not abandoned. You are not forgotten. You are not replaceable. You are the one I have named, anointed, and positioned precisely where and when you need to be, to do the very thing only you were created to do. I chose you not because you are strong, but because you are willing, not because you are flawless, but because you are humble. And I will use your very fragility to reveal my strength. Keep moving, for Wardavan, with tears in your eyes, even with lingering doubts, even when results are not yet visible. Every step you take is a step I bless. And one day, as you look back, you will see that I was there through it all. Believe this, your story is not over. A new chapter awaits. And you, my deeply beloved, are the main character in a magnificent journey authored by my own hand. It is not by chance that your heart feels stirred. It is no coincidence that deep within your spirit, a longing awakens whispering that there is still something greater, something holier, calling out to you from eternity. The emptiness you've tried to conceal is not the end, but rather a sacred alarm, signaling the beginning of a deeper spiritual awakening. You are not forgotten. You are not alone. Along this seemingly desolate path, an unseen eye has followed your every step since the beginning. And even now, I am still waiting for your response. My child, in a world where deception often disguises itself in glitter, where noise drowns out the sacred voice within, the Eternal One still whisper patiently into the depths of your soul, "Come home. Let me be your refuge." Not to bind you in rules, but to free you from chains you didn't even realize you were carrying. Not to impose a mold, but to awaken the divine potential I planted within your soul long before the world began. You may have believed you had gone too far, that past mistakes had sealed every door of hope, but that is only the voice of condemnation. The truth is this: where true love abides, accusation cannot stand. And I, the one who formed you with sacred breath, am the source of a love that does not tire, does not give up, and does not change with time. O child, it is in the moments that feel most shattered that the most sacred things are being born. When your thoughts are in turmoil, it is because I am quieting the world around you so that you might better hear my gentle whisper. When your plans fall apart, it is not punishment. It is the removal of things that no longer align with the greater purpose I have in store. And when you feel like you cannot take another step, know that I am extending my arms, inviting you into a place of rest where healing flows, where life is breathed back into you, and where you are reminded you do not need to strive to be worthy. You only need to dwell in my love, my beloved child. You have grown accustomed to carrying everything on your own. You have learned to be strong, so much so that you no longer allow yourself to be weak, even in silence. But there is a new kind of strength I am inviting you into, one that requires the courage to surrender to grace. It is the strength to trust, even when you cannot yet see. The willingness to let me lift the burden from your shoulders and replace it with a deep peace that surpasses all human understanding. I know there are dreams within you that have been buried, hopes that once burned bright but now lie in ashes. But I am the one who revives what seems dead. I do not merely rekindle those dreams, I give them new vision and new meaning, no longer centered around you, but rooted in the everlasting kingdom I am establishing. The path ahead will not always be smooth, but I never promised ease. He promised my presence. You will not have to navigate the fog of the future alone. At every turn, in every decision and trial, I will walk with you, lighting the way with my word, holding your hand firmly when you feel lost. Dear one, there are things I will not explain right away, not because I wish to withhold them, but because my wisdom is far above yours, and it takes time for you to grow into the understanding. I don't need you to know every detail of the plan. I need you to trust the heart of the one who designed it. That kind of trust transforms destinies. It is the key that unlocks hidden treasures, not just for you, but for those whose lives will be touched through your journey. Let love flow from you naturally. Not the kind of love that shifts with feelings, but the love that originates from my spirit love that endures, forgives, sacrifices, seeks no praise, and claims no reward. When you love like that, you will step into true freedom. For love does not cling to possess, it longs to give. I want you to be mindful of the small things. It is in the seemingly insignificant daily choices that you are shaping your spiritual future. A gentle word, a selfless act, a moment of sincere listening. These are the places where I work miracles. Do not underestimate them. Through these acts, I am deepening your faith, refining your heart, and building within you a strength that rises above your circumstances. I am the one who never breaks a promise. I am not confined by time, not hindered by circumstances, not shaken by the chaos of the world. When I speak, the heavens tremble. When I move, nothing can stand in my way. And when I love, my love remains unshakable. You are the object of that love not because you always get it right, but because I am always faithful. Hold this encouragement like a lamp in the night. When you are weary, return to these words and let them restore your courage. When you feel forgotten, remember that I am still writing your story, every line, every detail with my limitless love. My precious one, you may not see all the results immediately, but remain faithful. Your quiet perseverance may not impress the world, but it stirs the heavens. When there are no applause and no recognition, though not lose heart, I see, I know, and I will reward you at the appointed time, a reward that cannot be lost and will never be taken away. My dear child, in this very moment, I extend to you an invitation. Step out of the old comfort zone. Cast off the masks you have worn for far too long. Live with sincerity and simplicity before me. Open your heart to receive the new life I am pouring out like rain upon the dry land of your soul. This is not the beginning of another religious obligation, but a call to enter into a living, intimate, and powerful relationship with the one who created you. You will never regret choosing me as your foundation. In a world full of uncertainty, I am the rock that cannot be moved. In an era overflowing with deception, I am the eternal truth. In a time of chaos and confusion, I am the unwavering refuge. And in every season, I remain the love that never leaves you. My child, in the silence between memories and trials, I call you to listen to the whisper of your soul. True surrender does not signify weakness. It is the very mark of courage when you choose to entrust your burdens to the Savior. When you release your limited perspective, you open the door to the light of divine wisdom, a revelation that rises above all temporary boundaries. It is in that moment that your heart becomes ready to welcome infinite understanding, and your thoughts, though simple, become saturated with the vibrant essence of heaven's love. On the journey of life, there will be moments when everything seems uncertain, when roads shake beneath your feet and fear tempts you to turn back. But in hearing this sacred invitation, know that the first step of surrender is an act of sincere faith. It is an opportunity to lay down the weight of self and return to the source of all life. This path does not lead to defeat or fading away. It is the way that leads to eternal glory, where all limits are broken and wonders begin to unfold. As I look at your life, I see hidden seeds of hope, fragments of dreams yet to be fulfilled. Perhaps today, you have not yet recognized your worth in heaven's eyes. But never forget that every moment you live holds sacred meaning. These are the moments when, as your heart intertwines faith and passion, timeless values are being forged. Let each thought, each prayer of yours be like a seed sown into the barren soil of this world, seeds that will one day bloom into radiant flowers of peace and joy. Do not be afraid when obstacles appear, when adversity seems to interrupt your path, for it is in those very moments when things fall apart that I send you profound lessons. These hardships are not walls to stop you, but springboards to lift you higher, revealing the strength I have intricately woven into you from the beginning. Remember, every failure, Every fall is a mirror showing you the value of perseverance. In every drop of sweat, in every aching second, my divine power is present, lighting the path that leads you to the summit of faith and forgiveness. I say to you, for life to have meaning, give yourself to eternal values. Let your heart merge into the sacred current of authenticity. When you let go of pride, you will find the comfort of mercy. That is the moment when every shared heart, every comforting gesture, every ripple of laughter becomes a precious jewel, bound together by the covenant of God. Let the fire of love burn brightly within you, igniting the faith that even when the illusions of the world attempt to dim the light of truth, the brilliance of the Most High still guides you. Every time you need shelter, my beloved child, every step you take is seen and cherished. I clothe you with the armor of righteousness, with boundless love, and with everlasting joy. Whenever you face criticism or the gaze of doubt, remember that you have been equipped with an invincible strength, a strength that does not come from sudden willpower, but from fully placing your trust in the one who ordains all things. When your arms grow weary, let the strength of the sacred word sink deep into your soul, renewing your endurance to walk through every hardship. Along this journey, seek companionship among hearts that share the same purpose, among friends who walk in the same faith. They are the ones who will help you weave the wondrous tapestry of love and redemption. Open your arms to receive, and keep your heart ever ready to give, because in that sacred connection lies the balm for the unseen wounds within. When you give love, you receive strength, a strength that carries your shoulders through every storm life may bring. Trust that even the smallest, most genuine actions will be remembered over time. A smile, a word of encouragement, or simply a quiet moment of listening in the deep of night, all of these become threads in a strong and lasting fabric of love. I do not measure you by hollow accomplishments, but by the sincerity with which you offer your heart. When you lift up to me your silent prayers, I hear the echo of unwavering faith, the voice of a soul longing to live a life that truly matters. In the darkest hours, when you feel the shadow of loneliness or hear the whispers of sorrow rising within, remember this: you are never forgotten. Every tear, every fleeting moment of emptiness is carefully kept by me as priceless treasures, which in time I will transform into a radiant picture of restoration. Do not let painful memories rob you of faith in the beauty of life. For when you surrender your heart into my hands, every wound will gradually be lit by the warm flame of grace. Know that in the midst of trials and tribulations, I am always present as a powerful force, ready to protect and guide. You were not born to struggle alone, but to be uplifted and transformed through the gift of communion. At times, you may feel lost in the crowd, yet it is precisely in those moments that your ability to connect, to share, and to love will grow stronger. A spirit of true unity becomes a strength that helps weary souls find their way home. And from that place of shared light, an entire community will rise, shining brightly in the brilliance of faith. Let your soul become as tender as the petals of flowers blooming under the morning light, so that each breath becomes a tribute to life itself. When you immerse yourself in that serene moment, you will sense that every fragment of your past has been arranged to lead you to the shores of safety and joy. In that awareness, you will believe even more deeply that each stumble, each pain, is a precious lesson, a foundational stone that builds a heart both steadfast and overflowing with compassion. In every moment of this journey, stay conscious that nothing in this life is accidental. Every object, every event, has been meticulously orchestrated to compose a perfect picture of grace and hope. Do not let past failures make you question your ability to rise again, because sometimes it is precisely those very obstacles that become the bridges leading you to the greatness you never even dared to dream of. My dear child, when the callings of your soul echo through the vastness, let those reverberations captivate your heart. They are not the echoes of helplessness or doubt, but the summons of a destiny being shaped by a mighty power. Devote your whole heart to the highest purpose, so that every act, no matter how small, becomes precious, and every gesture, however fleeting, is made sacred in heaven's sight. My beloved, in this life, you may face times of stagnation, moments when loneliness creeps into the hidden corners of your soul. But remember, even in the moments when all doors appear to be closed, I am always opening new pathways that lead you to healing and true joy. Understand that from the moment you were born, everything has been woven by a hand of intention, and that same hand will uphold you whenever you are in distress. Know this: surrender does not mean giving up on yourself. It is a noble act of entrusting every worry, every uncertainty to the Most High. It is a deep connection between the spiritual and the tangible, a place where you find strength hidden beneath the layers of self-reliance and pride. When you learn to give love freely and truly, you will receive in return the purest, treasurous treasures that cannot be measured by material things or earthly recognition. Let your heart be the force that dissolves division, that dispels the shadows of doubt, and transforms every broken piece into precious gems of sincerity. Let every passing day become a lesson in trust and unity, where each person, no matter their place, can feel the warmth of sacred love. It is this harmony that forms an invisible but radiant strength, the kind that spreads the light of the one who gives life. When you lift up offerings of gratitude to me, I do not merely listen. I give you a boundless peace. In those moments, your tears are not signs of defeat. They are evidence that you have dared to open your heart, that you have paid the price with your very soul to live in the light of truth. Let those moments become the bridge between past and future, between wounds not yet healed and a joy that nothing can obstruct. And when you feel not yet strong enough to face what lies ahead, remember that every step you take, every moment that passes, is being watched over by me with an immeasurable love. You need not worry or fear what has not yet come, because I have already arranged each piece of your destiny with great care, from the chance encounters to the laughter shared among friends. All of these things, no matter how small, are contributing to the masterpiece of a life filled with meaning and completeness. Live with humility, with gratitude, and always take time to listen to the gentle whispers of your own soul. It is there that the deepest messages reside, words of wisdom spoken by the one who sees beyond time and circumstance. These are words that are both profound and simple, yet they carry the power to transform a life completely. When you allow your soul to release the burdens it has carried, the unspoken thoughts long hidden within, you will discover a sense of lightness and serenity that the world cannot offer. Give yourself permission to love without expectation, to open your heart and receive the wonders I am pouring into your life. There is no need for hesitation or fear, For true freedom only comes when you entrust every worry into the hands of the Most High. Believe that every prayer you offer, whether silent or filled with emotions, received by me with an open heart. And from those sacred moments, divine energy begins to spread, gently healing the wounds that have not yet closed. With each act of love and every word spoken from sincerity, I see another beautiful piece of the grand mosaic of life. Enter into this journey with unwavering faith, with determination, and with the fullness of your soul. You are not living merely for yourself, but for those around you, for souls that long to be embraced, to be protected, and to behold the light of genuine belief, to bring harmony to all things. Allow divine love to flow through your smallest gestures. Let your heart be nourished by noble thoughts. As you walk into each new day, remember that within you dwells an eternal light, always ready to illuminate your path, even in the darkest night. Within that sacred space, dreams remain alive. The hopes wait to be awakened, and divine power stands ready to manifest whenever you are in need. Beloved soul, let this message be etched deeply within your mind like a vow that never fades. Live with the conviction that each day is a gift, and every experience, whether joyful or painful, is a brick paving the road to spiritual glory. Offer up your dreams, your desire, and even your burdens to the power from above, and watch as all that is good begins to shine forth within you naturally, wondrously. My dear one, when a small miracle occurs in your life, a friend's encouraging word, an unnamed act of kindness, or even just the soothing of a long-held dream, remember that these are traces of unending grace. Let them be the motivation that propels you forward, that keeps you searching and pouring out love into the world. When you pause to listen, when your heart inhales the breath of forgiveness, remember that no one is ever left behind in the embrace of divine mercy. Live with courage to face your past, to heal what has been hurt, and to turn the page to a new chapter of spiritual rebirth, a chapter written under the guidance of a transcendent power, beyond the boundaries of your understanding. Believe this: you are the bridge between earth and heaven, between the temporal and the eternal. You are the bearer of my message of the one who is ever merciful, ever willing to embrace those who seek redemption. Let your voice, no matter how small or whisper-like, resound across distant skies and proclaim that you were always destined to live in the light of salvation and in the fullness of divine compassion. Let the breath of faith permeate every moment of your life. Pour your thoughts wholeheartedly into what is sacred, so that every thought and every action becomes a meaningful symphonion that uplifts not only your own soul but also the weary hearts longing for strength. True surrender, when rightly understood, does not diminish you, but instead completes you and transforms you into a messenger of light who carries the profound message of the divine union between faith, hope, and eternal love. Each time you listen, each time you allow yourself to open up to authentic emotions, you will discover that I am always near, guiding you along every path of life. There is no barrier between you and the divine source of power. There is only oneness, pure, whole, and holy, where everything finds its meaning under the light of peace. This life, with all its twists and turns, is ever a wondrous journey where tears mingle with smiles, where laughter interweaves with humble prayers. Let your soul be free to express, to be comforted by the echoes of grace, and you will come to see that I have always been waiting, eager for every moment to breathe eternal life into you. Live each second to the fullest. Let faith guide each step. Let every prayer become the bridge between you and me. For only then will you truly grasp the priceless essence of life and the irreplaceable nature of love. Keep your heart wide open, and the sacred voice within will echo endlessly, leading you through every rise and fall along the way. My dear child, this is the affirmation. No matter how many trials you face, no matter how frail you may feel, there is within you a hidden power capable of lifting your dreams and lighting up the darkest of places. This is the power that comes from sincere surrender. It is the miracle that unfolds when you release self-made pressure and allow my healing to work in its fullness. Let this message soak into every thought, every breath you take. Let it be the boundless drive, the sacred fire that lights your way through all challenges. For you were designed with a divine mission to be a light for the lost, a strength for the broken, and a living testimony to a love that surpasses every boundary. Feel in your spirit that every moment in life carries within it a chance for you to rise higher, to become more radiant, and to serve as a conduit of hope for countless souls searching for peace. And when you pour your heart into service, anchored in unwavering faith, you will discover that miracles are not far-fetched when your inner being is surrounded by heavenly power. Entrust your faith completely, surrender all your burdens, and live with the awareness that limitations are but illusions of time. You must understand that you have been endowed with a power greater than your own divine strength to turn dreams into reality, to inspire an entire generation. Live with the assurance that your life has always carried a profound purpose, and that every hardship is but a brick in the stronghold of sacred trust. Let each passing day carry a new message, a fresh opportunity to seek, to believe in goodness, and to transmit the energy of compassion to countless souls waiting for a spark of light to show them the way. My child, with all understanding and love, today I invite you to step onto the path of restoration, of sincere faith, and of boundless love. For there is nothing more precious than when you learn to both give and receive what is sacred. Live fully, love wholeheartedly, and let your soul always be illuminated by my light, the one who never lowers himself, who is forever complete and who loves you unconditionally. This is the testimony of an awakened soul, of a heart that has embraced surrender and, from that surrender, has birthed unimaginable wonders. Remember this: every step you take is a reaffirmation of faith. Every drop of sweat is a vow of loyalty to the belief you have offered to me. No matter how many trials the world may present, my heart always walks beside you, guiding you toward the true glory of life. And so, when you allow yourself to forgive and open your heart, you will become a bearer of harmony, of mercy, and of divine strength that not only upholds you, but also lifts those in need of salvation. Live with unwavering trust that every moment and every breath you take is filled with my unfading grace, and that you are destined to spread that light to countless souls across this earth. This is a calling from the realm of love, a teaching from an enlightened spirit, and a vow that, despite all hardships, your faithfulness will always be nourished, will always receive the holy power needed to move forward, even shedding light on the unspoken depths of your heart. Let faith be your compass. Let love cradle you. And let my eternal light, the light of the Savior, shine upon your entire life. May it be that with every passing moment, you will understand more deeply that within surrender, there is not only peace and healing, but also a wondrous power that draws you closer to the fullness of spirit, of love, and of unquenchable faith. My child, amid the ceaseless motion of time, allow your heart to rest, that my presence may quietly fill the innermost spaces within you. I do not come in the whirlwind, nor do I shout above the noise, but I dwell in the gentle breeze, where a seeking heart will recognize me and tremble at the nearness of the sacred. My child, perhaps you do not yet understand why you must wait, or why the doors have not opened as you hoped. But know this, nothing is unfolding beyond my sight. I do not delay without reason, nor remain silent to wear you down. Every moment you now live is precisely measured within the loving plan I have crafted just for you. Not one whispered prayer in the night has slipped past me. Not a single tear has rolled down your cheek unnoticed. The days when you feel hidden are not signs of abandonment, but sacred times in which I am nurturing what I have planted within you. Some things must be cradled in stillness before they can burst forth. Just as a seed needs time beneath the earth before it can sprout, your life is being prepared for the season of fruitfulness that I myself have ordained. Learn to live in waiting as though you already hold the outcome. Walk as one who has been affirmed, not because of what your eyes can see, but because of the faith that I am faithful. What I have begun in you will not be left unfinished. My promises do not fade with time, and my faithfulness is not swayed by circumstance. I am training you not merely for temporary matters, but for an eternal impact. Every trial you face is not meant to measure your worth, but to reveal my strength through you. When you learn to surrender your own ways, you will be set free from the pressure of having to understand everything. The wisdom that comes from me surpasses any reasoning you have ever learned. When you entrust it to me, I will act. When you cease striving in the flesh, I will begin to move by the power of my spirit. Remember this, you do not need to be perfect in order to be used by me. I only ask that your heart remain tender and longing. I do not look for performance, I look for devotion. I do not wait for you to reach a certain standard, I wait for you to return. With humility, ready to be led by me. Every time you feel at your weakest, that is the very moment when my power has the greatest opportunity to be made complete in you. Open your heart to understand that influence does not always come with applause. Sometimes, a quiet act, a hidden intercession, or a simple gesture can shake the realm of eternity. I do not measure as humans measure. I do not count numbers, I examine hearts. I am not limited by tools, because I am the very source of power who turns the impossible into reality. My child, you were not born merely to survive, you were born to live with a clear and divine purpose. I have ordained you to carry light within you, to shine into the darkest places. I have engraved your name upon the palm of my hand and assigned to you works that align perfectly with the very nature I crafted into you. Do not compare your journey with that of another. Great things often begin in silence and are hidden for a time only to one day be revealed in brilliance. Be brave to cleanse your heart of what burdens your spirit. Forgiveness is not given because the other person deserves it, but because you need to be free. Letting go does not mean defeat, it means making room in your heart for something greater. If you cling too tightly to what is old, you will not be able to receive the new things I am bringing. Believe this, humility paves the way for blessing, and even the smallest act of obedience today can unlock the gates of heaven in the days to come. My beloved, I have not forgotten those you love. I do not overlook the desires within you for your family. I am working quietly in ways you do not see. When you intercede, you are stirring movements in the spiritual realm. There are things I will unveil in time, and there are things I ask you to trust me with, even when they remain unseen. Your prayers are never in vain. They are seeds sown into sacred ground, and the harvest will come at its appointed time. Do not be afraid when things seem silent. Silence does not mean I am absent. It is the space where you learn to listen more deeply, to distinguish my voice among all the noise. When you begin to embrace stillness, you will discover that I am speaking through things that seem ordinary, a verse of Scripture, a simple word of encouragement, a quiet nudge in your heart. I am not distant. I do not change. I do not grow weary of waiting for you to draw near. Even if you have denied me, doubted me, or lost your way, I continue to wait patiently for your return. And when you do come back, I do not condemn you, I celebrate, because my love for you is not based on your actions, but is rooted in my very nature, one who loves to the end, who forgives without tiring, and who is always willing to restore. Do not try to live a spiritual life by your own strength. Let my Spirit empower you. When you are weary, find your rest in me. When you feel lost, ask of me, and I will show you the way. When you face pressure, let me be your refuge. Those who take shelter in me shall not be shaken, even as the world around them changes. My child, you are living in a time of transition. Be sensitive. The signs are becoming clear. The old is passing away, and the new is breaking forth. Prepare your heart to step into the new season. Do not carry unnecessary burdens with you. Be light. Be flexible, and be ready to follow me one step at a time. Do not run ahead of me, and do not fall behind. Walk in step with me, and you will discover that everything I have prepared beforehand is waiting for you at just the right time. I always remind you, I do not seek the perfect, but the willing. Allow yourself to be a refreshing stream in a dry desert. Let your love become a shelter for weary souls. You do not need to change the world on your own, but let me change the world through you. Sometimes a single look of compassion, a gentle word of encouragement, or a firm embrace is enough to revive a heart that has run dry. When you remain faithful in the small things, I will entrust you with the greater. When you choose to do what is right, even when no one sees, heaven is recording it. When you give thanks, even though your circumstances remain the same, you are unlocking the door to the miraculous. Do not wait until everything is perfect to rejoice. Praise me in the midst of the storm, and you will begin to see the sky shift in color. Oh, my child, know that I treasure every moment you sit with me. My love does not fade with time, it deepens. The journey you are walking is not meaningless, not accidental. You were born at the right time, in the right place, to fulfill an irreplaceable role in my divine plan. Each day is a new opportunity for you to choose trust, to choose love, to walk not by fleeting emotions but by the deep conviction that I am the Eternal One. Allow yourself to live with a vision shaped by heaven, not limited by temporary circumstances. Everything you experience, whether joy or sorrow, comfort or pain, can become material for me to write a glorious story. My beloved, if today you feel exhausted, I do not love you any less. If you feel like your faith is not enough, I do not turn away. If you remain silent out of shame or fear, I still wait. I love you not because of what you do, but because of who you are in me. That love cannot be shaken, cannot be stolen, and will never be withdrawn. Remember, you do not need to understand everything in order to trust me. You only need to know that I love you, and that alone is enough for you to stand through every storm. Let today be a new beginning. Take a deep breath. Open your heart and say, Lord, here I am. Please lead me. And I, the living one, will take your hand, walk with you, and never leave your side. My child, in every heartbeat of time, I continue to whisper a deep invitation into your spirit. Be courageous and step into the journey I have designed for you, a journey that leads not merely to fleeting success, but to a lasting fulfillment that surpasses all temporary limitations. What I have prepared for you is not merely a reward, but a complete transformation of your being, so you may reflect the light of heaven and become an indispensable part of my greater purpose. When you face hardship, do not let it cause you to question your worth. See each difficulty as a step forward, every challenge as a rung that raises your character higher. I will not leave you alone along the rugged paths, but I will be there holding your hand with each step, walking with you in every breath. Even if you cannot yet see the destination, trust that I am charting the course ahead of you. There are times when the waiting wears you down, making you think I am silent. But in that very stillness, I am doing a deep work within you, shaping your thoughts, purifying your soul, and cultivating the perseverance you will need for the seasons ahead. Everything you are walking through today has purpose. Not a single event is random, and not a single tear falls without me holding it. You don't need to prove anything to me. My love for you is not based on performance, but on your essence, precious soul, handcrafted by me. Even if you have stumbled, been weak, or doubted, I have never withdrawn my choice of you. You are still called, still anointed, still being prepared for a sacred mission that only you can fulfill. I am not seeking flawless excellence in you. What I long for is honestia, humble heart, willing to be molded. What you see as flaws, I see as opportunities for my power to be revealed in fullness. What you want to hide, I desire to use as a vessel of healing for others. When you allow my light to shine into the darkest places, fear will lose its grip, and you will walk in true freedom. Do not measure your worth by the standards of this world. Greatness is not found in where you stand, but in whether you remain faithful when no one is watching. I reward not only the outcome, but the motive. And there is no motive more beautiful than love for me and love for the souls around you. In every relationship you have, let kindness lead the way. Forgive not because others deserve it, but because you are called to rise above the wounds. Learn to listen with your heart, without rushing to judge or condemn. It is mercy that makes room for miracles, not only in others, but first in you. I have planted in you a potential that no one can steal. That seed must be nurtured with perseverance, watered by prayer, and nourished in the soil of wisdom. Draw near to me. Seek me daily, not as a ritual, but as a living relationship. Ask me, talk to me, and listen, for I am speaking to you continually through the simplest of things. When you step forward with a pure heart, you will witness wonders awaiting. Doors that once seemed forever shut will swing open not by your striving, but by the outpouring of my grace. Dreams you thought had died will be rekindled with fresh breath. Relationships that were fractured will be restored not by strategy, but by the power of forgiveness and faith. My child, you were not created just to survive the days, but to live fully, to make an impact, to shake the realm of the Spirit through prayer and surrender. Even if you feel small, remember that a mustard seed can move mountains when placed in the right hands. Keep walking even, slowly, just don't stop. Keep loving even when it isn't returned. Keep trusting even when the answer has not yet come. Today, I am inviting you into a new season. A season of restoration. A season of recompense. A season of elevation. But to enter it, you must be willing to release the old burdens, the limiting beliefs, the suffocated emotions, and even the expectations others have placed on you. Return to your true self, the version I created, not a copy of anyone else. Prepare your heart. Keep your spirit sensitive, for you will see me move in unexpected ways, not through the paths you once predicted. What I do may not follow patterns, but it always arrives right on time. And once I move, no one can stop it. I want you to open your heart and receive it, not with suspicion, but with gratitude, not with fearful waiting, but with holy expectancy, because I am coming not in haste, but with certainty. And when I come, I bring healing, renewal, and a joy that no one can take from you. Don't let anyone make you doubt that. Live like one who is loved. Act like one who is sent. And pray like one who is changing the world. For I am still here, always, and I do not change. Thank you for listening to today's message. Be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so we can continue receiving the living words together. Build unwavering faith and walk daily in the boundless love of God. Amen.